So did you see the new DuckTales trailer?
I actually haven't yet.
Well, I'm going to have to show you because I'm getting excited again. Because they finally showed us what it looks like. For real. And yeah, I know a couple of people have complaints. I think there's a complaint about stiff animation. Plus, people don't like the voices of the triplets. But I'm like, the voices are fine because they actually are, different from one another and don't sound like high-pitched, almost sometimes incomprehensible duck noises.
Quack.
And so yeah, I'm really excited because that's coming in the summer. So, but yeah, it's
sounds interesting. I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I would definitely be interested in seeing it.
We'll have to catch that when it comes out. But we're here to talk about pony stuff, though.
Yes,
because it's Pony 411. Yes, welcome to another episode of Pony 411. This is episode 172 for the week of March 12th, 2017. I am Nemesis, and joining me is Alca7raz. Yes, it's another...
Duck 411.
Oh. Oh, no. It's not.
It's not. Don't be the duck.
Oh, right. But, yeah, we have... Well, news, not surprising.
Not surprising, we always have news.
Yeah, some actual big things.
Some things.
Some big things. And we have a comic. Unfortunately, the other one did not show up in time.
Yes.
And we have an episode to talk about, an older one. Actually really old one now.
Really old one, yes.
It's now really old. It's kind of like, whoa, that is old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we probably should go ahead and just get started. Sounds good?
That's what we always do.
Yep. So if you want to follow along, the show, particularly the news, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes, spelled LIBSYN. Click the links there for this episode, and, all those news links will give you more information about the stuff we talk about. So, to go ahead and get started with the news, conventions. The Thailand PonyCon is happening next month.
Ooh.
Yep, they have some video, I think. Yes, they have some videos about it, I believe. GalaCon has announced Michelle Krieber and Gabriel Brown, a.k.a. Black Griffin.
Yep.
And also, Crystal Mountain PonyCon has announced Michelle Krieber and Gabriel Brown.
It's almost like a convention music tour that they're doing. They've done it before.
Yeah. BabsCon has made several announcements, including another iteration of The Voice Equestria, the attendance of duo cartoonist and musical guest Andromulus, Chi-Chi, and Bolt the Super Pony.
Interesting. Andromulus will be there.
Yep.
At BabsCon.
Yep.
Huh.
How about that?
How about that? How about them apples?
Oh. I see. Anyway, Pony Expo in Las Vegas has been canceled, citing pressing family and personal matters as the reason.
Yep. Las Vegas curse.
Anyone who bought tickets has probably already been refunded, and if you need to refund your hotel, you need to call them.
Yep.
But, yep, it's no longer happening.
The curse of Unicon.
You can't really say it's a curse unless it's happened 3 times.
True, we'll have to see someone try again. See it, not at least this one, they canceled it early and people got full refunds and, didn't die halfway through the convention itself.
We don't have enough money, let's keep going anyway.
There's a point at which we should have crossed.
You tried.
I tried.
You tried. Let's just leave that behind us and move on. BronyCon has announced Andy Price. Yep, artist.
Yep, comic artist.
He's been at BronyCon several times now, hasn't he?
He's been at a few conventions.
Yeah, but BronyCon specifically.
Yeah.
Anyway, fandom news. Ponies at Dawn has opened submissions for the next album, Guardians. They'll be open until June 2nd. The Sweetie Bot project has released another video.
Yes, that's also a long video.
Yep.
They 2 videos, actually.
There's the other video they have released is actually kind of an older one that's been translated.
Yeah.
Because it's a convention presentation.
Yep. It's like an hour long. But yeah. Interesting stuff if you're into that stuff.
Version 4.0 Fall of Enterfold is now out. With, of course, carries bug fixes and feature changes and whatnot. A successful Kickstarter to have Melodic Pony's Princess Twilight Orchestral Suite performed by a live orchestra has appeared.
Appeared and succeeded.
Yeah, succeeded. It's already far surpassed its funding goal. You can still throw money on it and get a recording of the performance.
Yeah, that would be actually pretty cool.
Melodic Pony's always wanted a live orchestral performance of his work, so...
Yeah, too bad he won't be able to hear it.
Yep. And this is being run by a family of his, so...
Yep. It's legit.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to try to pronounce
Try this one.
Ricciardo has provided pony plushie patterns on DeviantArt for those interested in making their own plushies.
Yes.
There's a base pony model, and they've also provided mane and hair patterns for Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash.
Yay.
And probably adding more ponies in the future.
Yep.
So if you want to try your hand at that, well, there you go.
Yep.
Good luck.
Good luck. You're going to need it. Sewing's not as easy as it seems.
Yeah. In merchandise news, new waves of the Squish Pops and Fandom toys have been released.
Squishy.
Yep. Those things, they're
odd.
Yeah, they come in little canisters, blind. So you don't know what you're going to get, unfortunately. Anyway, Rarity and Applejack itty bitty plushes are being released with storybooks later this year. That's why they didn't appear earlier when the announcement of the itty bitty plushes for ponies. Because they're getting storybook releases.
Interesting.
Yep. That's what it is. And Kinder is once again doing MLP surprise eggs in Europe. But this time with Rarity, both pony and human.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in Europe because can't get them here.
Because kids might eat the toys or something.
Yeah, let's just eat the egg and toy and all.
Just make it big enough that they can't eat it.
You'd be surprised. I don't know, maybe we should put a bitterant in it.
No, they'll just do it anyway.
Yeah, well, the adults will. It'll become an adult choking hazard.
Yep. Anyway, the Starlight Glimmer Build-A-Bear is now out in multiple countries, if you want to buy trash.
With outfit, too, apparently.
Yes, with outfit. Anyway, the Game Loft MLP game has received a Daring Do-themed update. Or should I say Daring Do Dazzle-themed?
Ha.
Yes, Daring Do themed, so Daring Do stuff is now in the game. I saw the update pop up on my phone a couple days ago, actually. And the Friendship is Magic Collection's Rarity Carousel Boutique has appeared in U.S. stores. It appeared in Canadian stores a little bit ago, now it's popping up here in the U.S. Yes, Rarity's Carousel Boutique.
Yep.
Oh, and the new Trixie book is out now.
The Razzle-Dazzle-Ruse.
Yep.
Yep.
Razzle-dazzle them. So there's that. Trixie. And another Equestria Girls book is coming out in December, but the synopsis is, well, vague and nondescript.
Yep.
So we have no idea what it's actually about, just stuff happens, I guess.
Stuff happens.
But another book, so that's in December, so I guess Equestria Girls lives on.
Yes, it does.
And in comic news, there will be a 4-issue comic miniseries serving as a prequel to the upcoming movie.
And yet still no trailer.
No trailer yet. Apparently I'm hearing that apparently they're actually saving the trailer for August.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would you delay a trailer that long? It's like you're supposed to be building hype already.
Oh, because they're releasing it on Friendship Day. Yep. It's it doesn't seem like the greatest idea to hold out that long, but
it doesn't. It's gonna kill hype.
Unless they go all in hype overload in the last few months.
And you can oversaturate hype. That's a problem.
Yeah. They should go to Microsoft. Microsoft knows now the hype. Have you seen Halo? Remember the Halo 2 and 3 launches? Whoa. That was like, wow. But anyway. Equestria Girls news. A map for Equestria Girls has appeared from the Hasbro MLP website.
Not to scale, but it is interesting. Gives you a general idea of
looks
where
like
things
The Sims.
are. Yep.
And it shows that Sunset does have her own place.
Yes. Doesn't really give any details as to what it is. Could still be a factory.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a factory, though.
Someone actually did ask, I think, Ishii. May a person make this play Sims a lot?
Yeah.
Someone actually asked that. I didn't see it.
Yep. But it shows that all the locations of their houses in relation to the school and whatnot. So
schools.
Yep.
Shows them both on there.
Also, there's an observatory, which makes you wonder if that's going to be important.
Yes. There's a few things on there you go, interesting.
I wonder. But the other thing, a bunch of character portraits have also appeared on Hasbro's MLP site, including Daring Do, Juniper Montage, and unfortunately Starlight Glimmer.
Unfortunately.
It seems that she is going to appear.
Yeah.
And that's annoying.
We'll see how...
Especially since I saw Ishii Riddell talking about it, so Lex, yes, she is apparently going to actually appear in the specials, which kind of is like, why though?
We'll see how it goes.
Terribly.
Or wonderfully.
Terribly.
Hope for the best. Be prepared for the worst.
Well, I hope for the best when you can't get the best out of that character.
Hope for the best, be prepared for the worst. That's just the way it goes.
There's nothing but salt here, I'm sorry.
All these flavors. And you chose to be salty.
I am sorry, everyone. I've given you 10,000% of your daily sodium intake right now.
Yes, besides you said you were done with this. No more Starlight.
No, I'm not done. Oh, they keep bringing it back. I would be done with it, but they keep bringing her back. So, it's not my fault, it's theirs. If they would just, do what they're supposed to do and get rid of her, everything would be fine. But also the other thing, Daring Do apparently has makeup, which is like odd.
Yes, that's the one I'll
I don't know why.
I don't get the makeup thing. It's never been shown that she wears makeup. It doesn't really
I'm pretty
fit her
sure it's
characters,
just
what we've seen. It's
very
just,
ham-fisted attempt to make her look like an adult.
Maybe
that's my guess, is because she's clearly supposed to look more like Cadence, Celestia, and Luna, which, well, they're adults.
Yeah, and they wear makeup. I guess that might be the reason.
I think that's the sole purpose, is just to try to show that she's not a teenager, she's an adult, but doesn't go across very well.
No.
And Ishii is not offering a very good defense of it either.
I haven't even seen those one. I just don't think I don't think it fits the personality that we've seen so far. Although we haven't seen her in Equestria Girls, they could give her a different personality. 2, I don't think the color scheme fits. I think it kind of clashes with the rest of her base colors.
Juniper looks good though.
Yeah.
There's also other things. It's like it's showing the continuing trend of Hasbro doesn't seem to understand there's 2 different Twilights. They just kind of keeps interchanging them randomly with no real rhyme or reason. Something that Twilights could do. Attempt to prank her by switching places, but
that's a Pinky thing.
Yeah,
that was even in the deleted.
I said
scene.
Twilights could try. I say try, but of course failing.
You
got one of them trying to run around without glasses and running into everything, and the other one just trying to see with these glasses and going, "Whoa!"
Or they just wouldn't even realize they wouldn't even realize the glasses. I mean, how many people forget that they're wearing glasses after they've been wearing them for years?
I think they would figure at least one of wait, the glasses.
Oh,
they're not stupid. But anyway, moving on. Final bit of news. It's Friendship is Magic news, actually, and while it's not 100% confirmed, Zap To It has listed the Season 7 premiere for April 15th.
Tax Day?
Mm-hmm. Actually, Tax Day is technically the 17th this year, because that's a Saturday.
Right.
You can't do Tax Day on Saturday. So technically, taxes are due on the 17th. But anyway.
That's not pony related. Pony taxes.
Pony taxes.
Horse taxes.
Yep, Rarity. Rarity, who are you?
Horse taxes.
But, yeah, Season 7 premiere is probably the 15th. We still have no details about that quite yet, but should be coming pretty shortly. And by the time we actually record our next episode, we probably should have some detail.
Hopefully.
And then it'll turn out, one of those quote-unquote leaked lists
ones was actually true.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Hopefully it's the one with Shimmer.
It's not. Yes, by the way, if those are wondering, we have seen those leaked, so at least some of those leaked episode lists we're not going to talk about because they're, like, almost guaranteed to be fake.
Of course, I remember when we said it's almost guaranteed to be fake when they saw Stranger Than fan fiction, but...
True, but still a shimmer of hope. Not happening.
But then again, Jim Miller said that's 100% fake, even though 2 of them are real.
He said it was 0% true.
But anyway, that was still that's incorrect because 2 of those are definitely known to be true, unless they did some weird last-second name change.
Yeah. Oh crap! Shout Factory spoiled it. We have to fix it. We have to change the name.
Yeah. So April 15th. That's apparently also BabsCon weekend, and so they're once again trying to negotiate to see if they can get a commercial-free airing at this convention.
Weren't they the ones who did it last time?
Yeah, they did it last. They did it on. I don't think it was season 6. They did. I think they did it for season 5 though.
Yeah, I think they were able to get an actual screening.
Yeah, they were able to get a screening because of their convention happened to take place the same weekend, and apparently I've heard that they're intentionally keeping BabsCon's schedule for roughly this time just because they keep hoping for that. Again, because it's a big draw.
Yeah, it would be a really big draw to actually have that sort of an event, so it does make sense for them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it makes other things more difficult, but
yes.
It's all for the better.
April 15th, we'll probably be getting details in the next couple weeks or so. Heck, probably by the time this podcast is done recording, we'll get something to show up.
Probably right after you're done editing is when the big news will come out.
Of course. That's how it always works.
Always.
But anyway, we're done with the news now?
Yes, we are.
So we have a comic. Like I said, only one comic.
Yes.
But it's the big one that came out last week. It's the Guardians of Harmony Annual. It's the $8 comic.
Yep, that's a big one.
It's bigger and it's nicer paper.
Yes.
Much nicer than usual.
The paper is much nicer.
It has 6 stories in it.
6?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So, the writers of the stories. We got Jeremy Whitley, Christina Rice, and yeah, those are the 2 writers. And Andy Price, Tony Fleeks, and Jay Fosgate did the art. So it's 6 different stories. Let's see. You got the Shadow Bolts, Pinkie Pie, Shining Armor, Twilight Sparkle, Wonderbolts, and Big Spike. And I'm trying to think of how to talk about this.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Each of the stories basically...
Each of these characters
they're all interconnected, and each of the characters are having to deal with the changeling invasion in some way or shape or form, basically. With it all culminating in the final story with all of it kind of culminating with the final battle, so to speak.
Yeah. Talk about just the overarching story.
I'm thinking
start with that and then go into the individual sections.
There's no real way to really quickly summarize. But it is. It's just 6 different stories that all culminate, all tie in together into a bigger story with different art and whatnot. So it's an interesting issue.
We like that word.
Oh yes, interesting.
Interesting.
Is it good interesting? Is it bad interesting? Kind of both. There's some good bits to it, but there's also some really odd bits.
Yeah.
I think with this one, the thing is, some parts of it work really well. We got, Andy Price did some good art with some of his sections. There are some good jokes. Jeremy Whitley did a couple of good jokes here and there. I believe also
Best friends.
Oh, Christina Rice as well.
Friendship action harp.
That was Christina Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, you got stuff like Dash, fighting the Shadow Bolts. Pinky and Cheese teaming up. Shining trying to find some old spell. Twilight has to open some new door. The Wonderbolts have to fight or get somewhere real fast and fight some changelings, and then it's the final team up. That's the stories.
Basically.
Yeah. The thing is, it is pretty blatant with the product placement stuff.
Yeah.
It really bad about it. It isn't subtle about it. Well, some of them are a little better than others.
Yes.
Partially because they don't really have product placement per se. It's like the Dash one doesn't have to really do product placement so much. So
no,
that one's easy. The Twilight one is just kind of like I pity the person who has to figure out how to make that work.
That wasn't that Price.
Well, yeah,
I think that was Price.
That was Rice and Price.
Rice and Price. Funny thing is, I saw someone complaining about the thing that Twilight has looks so ugly. Complaining about Price's art, and it's like, you do realize that's literally what the toy looks like, right? That wasn't his choice. He didn't design that.
With Cheese and Pinky, because those are things that are kind of been established in the show, those, again, it's not so egregious. The party tank.
Those ones were fine.
Although the tank was bigger in the original show, but it's been established as a thing.
Yeah.
Actually, Shining's is actually pretty well done, because it didn't, again, no real product placement, kind of more of a story.
Mm-hmm. It's just when there's blatant product that they have to show, and it
yeah, the Wonderbolt story suffers pretty hard.
The Wonderbolt one with that toy thing, which I have that toy.
The final story, that's where also things kind of get not great for multiple reasons. One of them being, well, just the kind of like, the story fizzles out. That's what the problem is. It's very kind of anticlimactic.
It's huge build up and then
nothing.
It
doesn't. Yeah. I think part of the problem is they only had so many pages to work with, and they had multiple things they had to do, and it's like so the stories kind of suffer because they have to be so short. So because they're so short, they suffer. And well, as probably most of you have heard of, Jay Foss gets more or less plagiarized.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's pretty obvious that he...
I was probably just I need to see what ponies look like in armor.
He just Googled it.
That and ended up using the Equestria Prevail stuff from 5 years ago.
Yep.
Fan-made artwork and fan-made designs.
It would not surprise me if he assumed it was official or some stupid
probably,
thing like that.
But you've got to research that. You've got to check. And this is I not think that's not the first time it's come up.
The artist doesn't seem to care.
Yeah.
I mean, not Fosgate. I'm talking about the artist who made the original Quest Your Prevails artwork. He doesn't seem to care.
But still, that's...
I know. But it's kind of like, this is like the third time he's done something or messed up this bad. The second time he's just kind of just used other artwork. At least this time it wasn't just pasting clip art in.
Yeah, a whisk.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate and yeah.
It is.
There's also, I'm noticing with Fosgate's stories, I'm noticing there's kind of an attempt to avoid action shots. Like with this Wonderbolt one, it's not until the very last page is any sort of action. It's only like literally like 3 panels or something.
Yeah.
And then the final battle again, mostly just standing around, not a whole lot of action. So it's
a tough one to say if you recommend it or not.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good things. I think the Shining Armor one works pretty well. The Twilight one, the actual Twilight story works pretty good until it's just you got the weird thing at the end with the armor. That's just weird no matter what it is. But before that, it was actually pretty good. It was good. You got Sweetie Drops and Lyra.
Yeah.
There's also some good jokes between them. And it's like, once again, emphasis on best friends.
Best friends.
Best friends. That's all we are.
Right.
Sure. The Dash story is, I mean,
I thought it was decent.
It was okay. I think its biggest thing is like, Dash just gets her ego. Ego gets bruised, so she has to go do something stupid.
I thought it was all right.
And Pinky was fine.
Yeah.
The Shining Armor one was actually kind of interesting, just because that's pretty neat.
It's like interesting lore,
but the last two though were
it fizzled.
Yeah, so it's hard to say. I don't think for $8, I don't think it's really worth it at $8.
At $8, maybe not.
If you can get it cheaper much later, yeah, probably, maybe half the price, maybe. But the problem is just the stories are so short they suffer. The product placement is pretty egregious, and stolen artwork. Well,
yeah,
stolen artwork, plagiarized artwork.
Yeah, which is basically the same thing, but yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing. It's just, especially with the anticlimactic ending, it's just hard to recommend. Really,
it is.
It's kind of stinks too, because I was kind of really looking forward to this.
I was looking forward.
A lot of us were, and it's just kind of getting this comic was like, oh, really?
Oh.
That's it? That's what we're getting?
Yep.
So yeah, I don't really recommend, especially the price. If you can get it for cheap or if you're a completionist, yeah. But
yeah.
Other than that, I would honestly say probably just go ahead and skip it, which sucks.
It does. I hate recommending things like that, or not recommending, as the case may be.
But anyway, moving on from the comic, we watched a really old episode.
Yes, we did.
Applebuck season. That was the 4th episode of season 1.
Yes.
So it aired way back in 2010. Yes, so just real quick. Well, Applejack wants to harvest the apple orchard all by herself because Big Mac's injured, but then she has to save the day when cattle stampede. She gets an award, but it turns out she's really tired because she's working really hard by herself, and she keeps screwing things up because she's so tired and won't accept help, and then until finally it gets so bad she finally accepts help, and everyone wins the end.
Yay.
Quick summary. The reason we're kind of talking about this one is, well, this was kind of the episode that more or less hooked me, so to speak. I mean, I enjoyed the first 3 episodes, but this is the one that convinced me that there's something special here, of all things. I'm not sure why this episode specifically, but yeah, this was the one that kind of got me, okay, I'm going to keep watching this, and yeah, okay, and then when I mean keep watching, I mean I immediately just queued up the next episode right after this is over. Yeah, and then I got all caught up and like, well, now what? I have to actually wait. Oh no.
Oh no.
But yeah, this is this episode also kind of established for me Applejack is kind of not the best, but pretty high tier pony, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a good example of her. It did it really.
I've always kind of liked Applejack, and so like Twilight's always been my favorite, but Applejack's always been kind of a somewhere in that like 2nd or 3rd place, so to speak. Rarity at first was not so much a big deal to me until later episodes where Rarity started to really appeal to me. But Applejack's always been kind of like, well, stalwart, just pretty good pony. Dependable. Yeah.
Of course, they keep saying loyal.
Yeah.
Which really didn't help that whole thing.
Yeah, I remember that they mixed up Applejack and Rainbow Dash, which I think at one point, I can't remember if this was ever confirmed, but I could have sworn at one point they actually did have them switched around, but they switched it back.
Also, I remember there was always a thing about loyalty and honesty and how they're very similar. So how do you separate them? And they tended to kind of
wouldn't surprise me at one point the two of them had the different elements and they changed it for some reason or another.
I think Friendship is Witchcraft made a joke about that.
Yeah, multiple Bridge series did that joke. So the thing is, this episode also provided a lot of the early silly faces.
Pretty much all of season 1 did, but yes.
This one in particular, though, there's so many faces like, I know that. I remember that face. I know that face. Like the Applejack just making the face. The baked bads. Which people like to post. I also remember, that was also Applejack's first instance of a stretchy neck.
Stretchy neck, yes. There's also the Rainbow Dash is so awesome. That's where this came from.
Yep. Well, Twilight's just kind of the deadpan. Just the glare. I'm sick of your crap glare.
I like Twilight like that. That's just deadpan. That's just great.
Yeah, which unfortunately disappeared like the last few seasons. But
I noticed, and I want her to come back.
Yeah, I want Twilight Snarkle back.
Yes.
Please.
Please.
I need it. Just because she's a princess doesn't mean she has to be perfect. I mean, look at Luna. Luna's still snarky. I think even Celestia's is snarky once or twice. And I think Kanan's once or twice too. So why can't Twilight? Because the new writers come in and say, see princess, they go, oh, okay. And don't understand. But anyway.
We're here to talk about Applejack.
Yeah, Applebuck season. Yeah, it's just also interesting. This is also, hey, look, Big Back's actually talking.
Yes, he
not just
talked.
Like, this is before they just turned him into kind of just a running joke.
Yep. This was only episode 4. We haven't had time for running jokes.
Yeah, this nothing has been established. But, it just became a running joke. Well, yep. Because of later episodes, I believe. But this one, he actually had dialogue.
Yeah. One pony plus hundreds of apple trees. This doesn't add up.
Yep.
Yes, and then fancy mathematics.
Fancy mathematics, yeah.
Fancy mathematics, and that's still around today. We still keep using it.
Fancy mathematics. Was this the first thing with Winona, or did she appear in the premiere?
I think she may have appeared in the premiere, in kind of the background, maybe.
Anyway, Winona.
But I mean, there was also, episode 3 may have appeared. I can't remember.
But anyway, Winona, dog.
Yes, dog.
Dogs are great.
Also, cows. And apparently they still stampede even though they're sentient.
Yeah, that's a whole
get
thing.
Spooked. That was a bit weird.
But the whole cow thing is in and of itself kind of brought up a whole bunch of questions within the fandom.
Yes, it did.
The cows are still treated as cows, but they speak and they're kept in barns and pens and whatnot. So it's like, what does that mean?
This one wasn't as egregious as, say, the sheep later on.
Well, yeah, but still, it's like...
Because this one is like they were spooked, so they had to be redirected just because they were spooked.
But also later on, a little bit later in the season, we see that the cows do, in fact, just stay in a barn.
Yes. Which is weird.
Yeah, but we also see in a later episode that cows will just wander off and do things on their own as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a strange thing.
It is. It really is.
I'm not sure. It just brings up a lot of questions which have not been answered, really.
No,
I don't think it ever will because
it ever will.
It's complicated. Is it just the cows prefer their lives to be like this?
No, that question actually brings more questions.
Yeah. Because the other answer is really uncomfortable. You have no rights. Oh, no.
Oh, no. No, now I'm just remembering Loki.
Oh.
You were born to be ruled.
Yep. But, what was it? This is also, the different ways Applejack screwed up. The ceremony in particular, that was where Twilight was really in a full snark mode.
Yep, with
just
her cards.
Kept getting interrupted and stuff and just, are you kidding me? And then, you know what? I'm done. I'm out.
I'm done.
throws cards everywhere. And also, yeah, Applejack and being real tired. Real tired.
Really tired.
Trophy thing.
I sure do look funny. Woo. So many great lines. It's like this whole entirety of season 1 is just a staple for everything in the fandom. All of our little memes.
Yeah.
Every episode, including this one, has so many of them. We continue to refer back to.
Actually, I think this episode has more than a lot of the other ones do.
I don't know. That would be a study to do. Compare current memes and well-known memes in the fandom and which episodes they came from.
Not it.
I'm not doing it.
But I'm pretty sure this is where the majority of a lot of this later stuff popped in. This is where like a lot of the stuff we just kind of kept repeating to each other really popped in. Was this particular episode?
We had a lot of them. Yep.
But yeah, like I said, this was the episode that really just kind of got me, and it's just kind of just seeing how ridiculous the show could get, and it's like, okay, yeah, this isn't super.
Yeah, it was a good example
saccharine.
Of genuinely funny without being, stupid.
Yeah, it's not super saccharine all the time stuff that kind of used to.
Yeah.
With this. And I mean, not that the other episodes were, but this is the one that's like, okay, fine. This is the second, because I remember going into this, everyone said that premiere is different from the other episodes.
Yeah. And then you had Ticketmaster between this one and the premiere. But this one was the first, I think, really funny. It was really... Well, Ticketmaster was, but...
Ticketmaster had some funny bit.
This one, it was just, yeah.
Yeah. The catapult. Which, of course, the Applejack is made of dark matter.
Applejack is made of dark matter. That scene just got re-memed with that whole shooting stars.
It's also funny
meme.
just actually seeing Applejack just squash flat onto the ground because it's like, because cartoons.
Yes, cartoon physics.
Which is that's also why she's able to launch Rainbow Dash, because cartoon physics.
Cartoon physics. Yep.
So
you're welcome.
Yep. And of course, Twilight turning a phrase. Oh, jeez. Terrified bushels of newly born babies.
Yes. All the alliteration.
Baby bunnies. Oh, gosh. It's like, Tara, you are a master for being able to say that line.
How many takes did that take? Oh, God.
That's crazy.
the scene with Dash landing on the balcony. Oh, and I still see reused all the time.
Yeah. The thing is, this is also the episode was really, this is our first real, episode that was driven by someone other than Twilight. This was driven very hard by Applejack.
It was.
This was
an Applejack focus. Yeah, it was the first one.
This is the episode where we got to know who Applejack is.
Yep. It was basically her character
and also our first, negative character trait, which is he's really stubborn.
Yep.
Although that kind of, then of course the complaint was later on, Applejack's just kind of there because she doesn't really have much to work with, and people weren't entirely wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like we kind of exhausted it with Applejack because she's just kind of seemed to be the most mature initially out of all of them. Well, initially, yeah. But, she's super stubborn and just, she takes pride in the fact she can do things on her own. She doesn't need help, even though she's super helpful. This was also interesting because this was early on with Twilight, and the whole teleporting thing, the episode before kind of established it was not exactly easy.
Yeah, even in this one, you see her teleport actually takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, she has to charge it up, but she's able to do it multiple times in succession versus before, which times was gave her a headache doing it once.
Yeah, this was still in the time where magic kept fluctuating.
That's also because she picked up 20 trees worth of apples and just...
Yeah, it's just magic doesn't make any sense.
And then later on in season 3, she's struggling to pick up 5 animals.
And it's
But at the same time, it's also kind of interesting because later on, again, Lesson 0 tries to pop, 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 no problems.
Yep.
This is just still kind of, it takes a bit.
Yep.
Of course, also going off and another thing about spectacle creep and whatnot, but and this is kind of, because before it's they established a unicorn is able to teleport is really powerful. Later on, they can't really just do that because that's so common now that you can't really just, that's impressive. So now you have to do something bigger and bigger and bigger. Now we got things.
Yes.
Oh, to be naive and young again. Anyway.
Nostalgia goggles.
Right. What was... baked bads.
Baked bads.
Baked bads. Baking bad. Yeah, that whole thing. It's like, you have to wonder, did Pinky just look at what Applejack was doing and just...
I don't think she was. I think she was just...
What we see clearly from the angles Pinky was looking at, she was looking at Applejack doing this stuff, and she just did nothing about it. She watched her put chips, soda, lemon juice, and earthworms in there and did nothing to stop her.
Nothing. Applejack's the best baker ever. She must know what she's doing.
Or Pinky is secretly evil. Then again, why did Pinky...
She hated and got sick, so...
To throw everyone off the trail. Exactly.
God.
Or just Pinky really did just think Applejack knew what she was doing.
That's
then again...
probably what I think it was.
Chocolate chips. Potato chips. Or she thought... Yeah, Applejack's obviously a baking genius.
Maybe.
Oh, this was our... Oh, the first... The flower trio. The horror!
The horror! Yes, that was wonderful.
Yep, and that established things for many... And they reappeared in multiple episodes doing their whole little skittish bit.
Yep.
The bunnies.
The bunnies.
It's like, why? That's really funny. It's just they're terrified of a bunny stampede.
A bunny stampede.
Apparently, probably didn't even notice. Probably, off studying, and then comes out, what in the world? My reaction is like, wait, what houses? Bunnies. What?
And then you realize it was because they're eating everything. That was a problem.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. But still, I think your reaction's a little overblown there, guys. Just a little.
It's Ponyville. Melodrama's the standard.
Oh, yeah, and Spike was there, too.
Oh, yes, and Spike was there.
And Spike!
Yeah.
My friends. And Zoidberg.
And Steve. Oh, no.
Yeah, and then Spike would just ate the baked bads, and he's fine.
He's a dragon.
Yep. It's like,
he eats rocks.
In fact, he thought they were great.
Well, I can't really say he eats rocks.
He eats gems.
So does Pinky.
Yeah.
So we find out later.
Yeah, but he thought they tasted fine. In fact, he dug them out of the trash.
Yes.
He really is a dog.
Spike. It's disgusting.
So it is fitting that he became a dog in Quest for Your Girl. So that none of you can complain about that anymore. So shut up. Yeah, this was just a goofy episode. I liked a lot of the stuff with Applejack making the faces and just kind of her general mindset and the confusion. And could you step aside? I already did.
Or three of you.
You're beating a dead tree. I knew that. I just like that it's a hesitation because we all know the phrase.
We all know the phrase.
So it's like almost like Twilight knows the phrase too, which is... Well, that also raises some questions there, doesn't it? That little saying has a bit of a morbid twist to it in that world.
Does.
Beating a dead tree. And also Applejack upside down in the cart.
Yep.
Just flailing uselessly. I love that.
So we don't see how she gets out of that.
Remember, I think there was a commentary track that said we intentionally did it off screen because we couldn't figure it out ourselves, so it just happened off screen where it doesn't so we don't have to worry about animating that.
Yeah, it's like, how the heck did she get out of that? Maybe she used her long neck.
Maybe she used her stubbornness. Yep. Oh, almost forgot. Dash was perched like a bird at one point.
Yes, on the fence post.
We need more Pegasi bird behavior in the show itself.
Yes. Behaving like a bird.
Bird.
Oh,
well. It was actually really... It's still a fun episode to watch after all this time.
It holds up. It is something you can go back and watch, and it doesn't lose anything.
It's very kind of... It's at the time, it was actually kind of a really out there episode comparatively, but... And then Party of One came along. And then Lesson Zero came along.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was kind of a out there episode. It also kind of has a little bit of a cringe humor. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Particularly when Applejack's getting the trophy, and it's just that long scene of just her dragging the trophy away. And this is quiet, just
awkward.
Yeah, there's a bit of a cringe humor element, but it's not like really. It's really well done. It's also kind of it's not the main point of it. It's not like which episode? A Quest for Your Games.
Yeah.
Where the whole episode, well, that was a fun episode, but that was, the whole thing was just cringe humor. But there's also the other episodes which did it poorly, which were like, which one was that? The one where Dash actually became a Wonderbolt. That was very related to cringe humor.
Newbie Dash.
That one did it very poorly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cringe humor, hard to pull off sometimes.
Yep.
But this one was really well done there. So, yeah.
Yep.
That was, I guess, Applebuck season.
Yep.
It was fun. It was the episode that got me hooked for sure. That was the episode I went, oh no, I like this a lot, and I'm going to keep watching this, and oh no, what is wrong with me? This is this my life now?
I can't remember which episode was the last
I remember, though, this episode was playing when you told me you hated me.
Yeah, because I remember when you showed it to me, I was only able to make it through a few before I had to actually, go to sleep because it was late when I started watching. Yeah. And I think I either made it through 3 to 5, and I can't remember which one it was. I remember, it may have been this one.
I remember hearing this episode playing over the microphone when we were on Xbox.
I hate you.
And then I remember I signed on, you're online, you're getting to a party, and first thing you say is, I hate you.
I hate you.
Because I showed you this amazing thing and you hate it because, oh no, I actually like this thing.
I hate you. What have you done?
Ruined your life.
This is all your fault.
I showed you the ride and you got on.
Yep. Because of you. And I'm stuck.
Because the ride never ends.
It never ends.
Look forward to season 8 next year.
God.
Yeah, we are actually, this is the year 2017. We are coming up on the 7th year.
Yeah, I'd have to go and check that again, because there was a very old fic that you absolutely hate that actually mentioned something about how many seasons it went. It'd be kind of funny if that actually happens.
Oh, boy.
My little Dashie. It came up in that story. It's like, oh, it went for this many seasons, but they keep playing reruns. So see, how many seasons was that they said it went for? Because I want to say it was like 8 or 9. I was like, oh, man, we're actually approaching that.
Whatever. But the Applebuck season is still fun.
It was. It's a good episode.
I like it a lot still.
It's
still one of my favorites of season 1, but Party of One is still my absolute favorite of season 1 because that went crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, moving on, though.
Moving on.
Fan content, starting with some music.
Music. Yes, I got 2 picks for this week. First one is Forever Free Bronies, Just Another Day in Ponyville.
I'm waiting at home for the clouds to go, but for now it's still just another day in Ponyville. The people are fine, just like all the time, but their faces don't shine like diamonds in the light.
This is Barbershop Quartet.
Oh, no.
I don't think, I can't remember if I've ever actually featured a Barbershop Quartet before.
Featured acapella, but not
acapella, but not an actual quartet like this. I don't do it usually because it's not really my style, but he knocked it out of the park. He did a really well job. It's really well mixed. It's really well done. The flow is great. The word choice is great. It just works really, really well, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very, very old timey. Not surprising. It's
a Barbershop Quartet.
Yeah, it's very old timey. Even though the subject matter is kind of that laid back, positive look at life.
Yep.
Which is kind of it's a kind of a feel good, happy song. It's not overly saccharine, or happy or anything, but it's a nice feel good song that makes people generally happy around them.
Yep.
And that's kind of what our Barbershop's quartets did. So then, yeah, the vocals are great, which they need to be because it's
that's
a barbershop.
All you have. It's an acapella.
If you screw that up, the whole song's ruined. It's that simple. But it's really well done. I was kind of it's pretty nice. I also kept thinking of BioShock Infinite because
yes,
that's the most recent thing I could
style.
think of. That was the most recent thing I could think of that had a Barbershop Quartet.
Yep. That's the first song. The next one I have is Neverlast Standing's Your Friend. It's nice, happy, and a bit bouncy, but without being too overbearing. It's, again, really well done, and I like the piano breakdown that it goes into right near the beginning. But it's a nice song. It's happy. It's got a nice uplifting feel to it. I just really like it. It's just a good feel. It's also got an interesting tempo drop right about in the middle where it slows down and it continues from there. Though it might be a little bit long after that, but not bad. It's good.
Yeah, there's a particular way the song sounds. It's hard to describe, but there's one of the instruments they used, or synth, or whatever you want to call it. The way it was used, it was a very interesting sound. It's hard to describe, but it's pretty. I like how that sounds.
Is it like for like the main riff melody
kind
part?
of, yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, and I do really like that one. It is.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe because it's synth kind of thing.
Kind of almost boingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vocal splicing was also pretty well done and whatnot, and yeah, it's happy. It's called happy hardcore, but
yep, that's what the artist tagged it as. So I'm not gonna argue against it.
Okay. Yeah, it's a happy song. It's fun.
It is. It's happy. It's upbeat, but it's not overbearing. It's got a nice uplifting feel. So those are songs. That's what I've got.
Yes.
Go check them out.
Fan fiction updates.
Yes.
Yes. First updates. 2 updates. The Enchanted Library side stories updated, which is just kind of a little tiny bit of romance before chapter 25 in the main story. That's a little tiny bit of them being silly.
Fluff.
Yep, silly fluff. So there's that. And the Enchanted Library itself updated with 2 chapters in which, they go to meet the Princess Denza.
Denza.
Yep.
Because they've already met one of the other
They met
princesses.
her, and then they, partway through, they realize something's wrong, and then they go to Denza, and then something goes really wrong.
Something goes really, really wrong.
And now I am scared.
Yes.
Please do not mess up this much more.
Someone done goofed.
Yeah, so those are the updates.
Yes.
Yes. And featured.
Yes, you actually have a featured one.
Yes. It's a fic called Nothing in the Way of Love by Fool's Errand. It is a short Twiluna fic. It's about 1,500 words. I will say this. I can't really talk about it too much without spoiling it because it's so short. But it's not as straightforward as you might think it is. And that's pretty much what I can say without outright spoiling it. Just read it through. And I can say that some of you will love it and some of you will absolutely hate it.
Yes, it's super sappy tuna. Super sappy tuna.
Yep.
That's about all I'll say about it. It's a good read.
Well, so now fan content is done, so that means we are done with this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed it and want to listen to past and future episodes as well, you could go to pony411.libsyn.com. Again, it's spelled Libsym. You can download there and get the RSS feed and whatnot. There's also, you can find us on iTunes, search for Pony411. Subscribe, rate, review, all that stuff. And there's also the Google Play version where you can go to Google Play and search for Pony411 and subscribe there. There's also Stitcher, Stitcher.com, or the Stitcher iOS or Android apps and search for Pony411. And there's also youtube.com/pony411 where you can subscribe, like, and comment.
Yes.
We did change things up a little bit recently with how the episodes end. We actually take advantage of YouTube's features now.
Yay.
There's also Ponyville Live. You can search for that right there. It should show up at the top of the webpage when we update. And there's Ponyville FM every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So you can tune in every other week. Right, as of right now is a repeat, but if you missed it, you can catch it up there if you really don't want to download it for whatever reason.
Or just listen on YouTube or whatnot, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. It's your choice how to listen.
Yep.
We're not going to fight you.
We just provide the options.
Yes. However, if you want to contact us, you can do so via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Comments, criticisms, questions, whatnot. Facebook. Facebook.com/pony411. You can like us there. The episodes will show up there as they come out. There's also the primary way we talk to everyone, which is Twitter, or @pony411. This is, you can follow us there, and this is where we do our usual nonsense. This is sometimes where I'll post pictures and whatnot, and, reviews and the new episodes as they come out. or just stupid jokes.
Stupid jokes are great.
Yes, exactly. And you can also follow our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and he's at Alca7raz with a 77T and an underscore at the end. I've been tweeting about Transformers. I got a new camera, and I've been tweeting some pictures from there.
I just tweeted something from a game I'm playing, and I'll probably be tweeting more.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
It is a pretty game.
I've been hearing good things about that. But I got a camera and been, doing new reviews and whatnot. So I'm pretty nice to that. If you like Transformers, check those out. Plug. Yep.
Shameless self-plug.
Oh, yeah. You got to be shameless in this business. So anyway.
There's no shame.
That's it. Join us next time on episode 173. We'll be talking about stuff. Pony stuff.
No.
Sure. Well, there's that one time we didn't.
Oh, yeah. That was that one
so
time we
didn't. So
didn't.
it's no guarantee. It's not 100% guaranteed. It's just very, very likely.
9.9 or whatnot.
So we'll be back then, and we'll be back again and again until season 7 premieres, which will be in about a month from now.
Yep, that's happening soon.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, it's not 100% guaranteed.
But it's likely.
Likely.
Zap2 hasn't been April.
Zap2 hasn't been that horribly wrong before.
So, until then, though, please, pony responsibly, guys.
See ya.
Goodbye.